Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart, I'm Victoria with Aligned Soul Tarot. This reading will be for Pisces and all Pisces placements found within your birth chart. Also, wherever you have 12th house influence in your chart. If you're new to your birth chart and want to get to know it a little deeper with me, just know that I offer personalized one-on-one birth chart and relationship chart readings. You get a full 2-question tarot spread. Make sure to check out and explore my website. I have monthly specials. I have a 6-month natal transit that really helps you get in tune with what transits are occurring for you personally. And I also have a North and South Node reading, so check out my website if you want to go further with me with astrology and tarot. Also, check out my Patreon. I'm going to be posting a lot of supportive content at the end of August, towards the last 2 weeks of August, as we prepare for eclipses in September. There's a lot of extra supportive content, including all the love extended readings. I have a Saturn retrograde reading, Jupiter and Gemini already on there. And once you're a member, you gain access to all the content. So join me there. The link is below. In this reading, Pisces, we will discuss astrology for your sun and ascendant signs. But say you have a stellium in Pisces, or you're a cross watcher, or you just so happen to click on this reading, let it resonate. You were drawn here for a reason. So sit back and relax and explore the messages that we get into. We are in Leo season. This is sun, this is vitality, this is strength. This is creativity as well. Exploring a sense of autonomy and purpose through our creative passions. It's a strength year. 2024 breaks down to an 8. It's also an 8-month. We had the Lion's Gate, right? Sirius was activated. We'll explore this energy, right, that we've been feeling into over the last month. And we'll also see what this Mercury retrograde means for you. You can also check out the Mercury retrograde readings that I did. The playlist is below. Let's see what messages want to come up for you, Pisces. Hi, Pisces, and welcome to this space. Thank you for trusting in me. Let's talk about this energy for you. We're going to talk about the channeled messages that came through, and we will get into your reading. We'll talk about astrology, we'll pull some cards, and then we'll take it over to the love reading. You can find that link below. Cross watchers, place the rules as you see fit, right? This information is to help you get to know your Pisces a bit better. So let's start off with your channeled messages. It was really interesting when I sat down. I just let things come out. Whatever wants to come out comes out, whether it's a song, a word, a character, whatever. And for you, it was a lot of P words. It was really interesting. I was like, okay, Pisces, I get that, but why? That doesn't always happen. So interesting. You could have a name that starts with P, or dealing with someone that has a name that starts with P, or your last name, or maybe that letter just is something specific for you. I'm actually being called right now. I know someone that does numerology connected to the letter P, and I would love to know his take on that. So I will link that below for you. He's amazing. I love his wisdom. He actually teaches children, and he breaks down like spiritual mathematics and numerology, and teaches kids the alphabet and numbers through this kind of divination, metaphysical. It's cool stuff. Check it out. I'll link it below. I'm being called to share that with you. So we had persistence and presence. And when I thought of those two words, it was kind of like with Aries. They had tragedy and or triumph, right? And for you, it's persistence and or presence. And it reminded me of fight or flight mode. When we're in fight or flight, or like survival mode, right? That's what they call that, or our ego, right? That's what that is. We are in this very persistent energy, right? And it doesn't mean that it's necessarily a bad thing. There's a time and a place when we have to be in these modes, right? Think of like operating a machine. You go in a certain mode, or like sleep mode is what I'm hearing on your phone, right? Or silent mode. So there's something coming up around that, like being in a mode. And there's a time for you to be persistent, and there's also a time for you to be present. So you might be finding yourself swaying back and forth and trying to dial in more of this presence in your life. How can I be more present? How can I be more present within myself and with the people that I love, okay? Because when we get in survival mode, and it's very easy to do that here on planet Earth, if you just think of the world at large and what's going on, financial constraints, whatever that might be for you, love, friends, family, children, right? It's so different for everyone. This is a general reading. We can really get stuck in fight or flight, or this persistence, or clinging on to something in like survival. So persistence, again, doesn't have to always be a bad thing. There's a time and a place. It's kind of like with the strength energy that we are kind of moving through with this Leo energy, is having to be courageous and bold and tenacious. But that doesn't necessarily mean that we have to apply pressure, another P word, or be so persistent that we lose sight of our presence in this world and the simplicity that's all around us, right? And exploring this. And then I got fractal or fraction. This is just a fraction of something. So maybe you feel like you are a fraction of your full self to some extent, and you feel like there's way more that you can explore through this presence of being you, okay? And then I got priest, priestess. So we'll see if the High Priestess comes out. That is your major arcana, okay? So those are the words that I got for you, and we'll see how that kind of bleeds in here. So this month is big for you, Pisces. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Saturn retrograde, I highly encourage you, if you haven't watched it yet, check out my Patreon link below. You can find the Saturn and Pisces retrograde reading, Jupiter and Gemini. I talk about how they go hand in hand, the relationship of the father-son dynamic, and these two masterminds in the sky, and how much they do dictate our birth chart, okay? So I'd like you to look also into your Jupiter and Saturn placements. Saturn is in Pisces right now, so this is a heavy hitter for you. There's a lot around time. Again, there's something about being present and feeling like time is fleeting to some extent, especially with Pisces, Saturn in Pisces. And also addresses the martyr, which I also have a video link below. You can check that out. That's not on Patreon. It's just a reading that I did a year ago on my YouTube channel. Talking about like self-sacrificing and the martyr and what that means for you, Pisces, and how it shows up in your life. And again, this Virgo energy is your opposite. Virgo is naturally your opposite. There's a lot to learn. We have Mercury in Virgo, retrograde, and Venus in Virgo. So what's that mean, Pisces? Your 7th house is being activated. Whenever we are in Virgo season as well, which is coming up next month, you're going to have another dose of the 7th house energy, okay? So buckle up. 7th house is a beautiful, harmonious place. It's about partnership of all shapes and forms. And so you might be feeling like you want to be more present in your relationships, okay? And this is all relationships across the board. So finding harmony within these relationships is crucial for you during August and September. And of course, yes, tension can come up. We are in retrograde season. Mercury is one of the 5 planets that is retrograde. So naturally, we are all learning through partnerships. But for you, there could be a lot of restrictions and delays around partnership, and feeling like maybe you or your partner is not present as much as you wish they could be. And this could also be a spiritual calling with the priest and priestess that was showing up. The priest and priestess doesn't have to be dogmatic religious, beliefs. This can be just spiritual practices in general, right? And what that means for you, because spirituality looks very unique to each of us. So honor that. But yeah, 7th house, big time. Whenever we have 7th house being highly aspected, or transiting our 7th house, I should say, it can bring some stuff up, especially during, again, retrogrades. Okay, so relax, stay present. Okay, Pisces, how can you be present right now? You sitting here in this reading with me, doing this dance with me, this is you being present and taking time for yourself. So give yourself a pat on the back, because this is one of the many ways that you can stay present in self, okay? Because the more that you can show up for yourself, the more that you can show up for others, right? This is what you are learning at this time, okay? So Let's get into this. The full moon in Aquarius is approaching us on the 19th. Okay. I'm thinking about maybe doing a full moon reading, but we'll see what comes up. I like to kind of flow with the energies. I am going to be doing a north and south node reading, and we'll see what comes out for you. So stay tuned for that. I will be taking that over to Extended to do love readings on there. So if you're trying to get a deeper message, and particularly related to your North Node natal placements, right? This is what I'm going to be talking about in those readings. So you'd have to know what your North and South Node natal placements are to watch for that reading, okay? Okay, so full moon on the 19th is in your 11th house. This is also our networks, our community. It's Aquarius. So lots around people, okay? Relationships, community for you. All things relations. You could be deepening an understanding of your attachment style, your love language, how you were raised, the people that you hold so near and dear to you, okay? These are the people that are going to help and support you during this time. Calling in those people, those friends, okay? All right, Pisces, let's get into your message. Pisces Collective, what do we have for Pisces? Whenever you find this reading, just know that it's meant to find you. Pisces, what do we have for the Pisces Collective at this time? Ancestors, guides, allies. Beautiful. You got a King of Pentacles and a Queen of Swords here, and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Why is this Ace of Wands here in reverse? For Pisces, my Pisces viewers, why is this Ace of Wands in reverse? Okay. Yeah, it seems like the Pisces I'm reading for, again, when court cards show up, this does talk about people, but again, these readings, these general readings are self-focused. That's my goal here, okay? The love reading is separate, where we go into that, and you can find that below. And of course, there's always seems to be crossover. So if love shows up here, I will mention it, but we will deepen the message there. So you do have 2 court cards here, so this is definitely dealing with relationships. Who would have thought? We were just talking about this. Of course, court cards are going to show up because there's probably lots of dynamics that are playing out around you, okay? And you're having to face that. The Ace of Wands, though, here is expressing in reverse that there is maybe a stalemate or a lack of ambition or drive. And also the Wands represent spirituality. This is hope, optimism, creativity, right? Think of fire. It does represent spirit and tarot as well. It's our connection to spirit, right? All the elements represent this to some extent, but there's an excitement in the wand, okay? This is where we actually take action, where we feel motivated by our beliefs, our values, our priorities. So with it being clarified with the 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords, this is heavy air energy. You very well could have air in your chart, specifically Gemini, Libra, and or Aquarius, but specifically Gemini, Libra with these 2 cards here. This is saying slow down, okay? Because the Ace of Wands in reverse is saying also to slow down. Maybe there is a restlessness, or there is an anxiety or fear or worry that you are needing to process at this time, and particularly related to, again, an air or earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, specifically a masculine, but it doesn't have to be, right? Gender is neutral in tarot. Sometimes I see it more heavily leaning towards masculine and or feminine, okay? But it's a general reading, right? So I don't really take it there too far. It's energy, right? Very much could be a Taurus. We have the Hierophant in reverse, Capricorn as well on the bottom. Yeah, you definitely were in partnership or were committed to potentially an earth sign. On the bottom, I have the Queen of Pentacles as well. Here's another pair. Lots of people here. Lots of arguing, bickering, external forces again. Okay, Leo energy. This could have happened in Leo season right now, okay? End of July till now. So it could feel like there is a lot of opposing factors here. A lot of external forces that are at play that are potentially diminishing this connection to some extent with the Ace of Wands in reverse. Something that was committed, that was nurturing, very caring, protective, right? Fertile with the Queen and King of Pentacles, grounded, rooted in the 3D, okay? It could feel like something is diminishing, or there's some worry or fears around this commitment here. And the Four of Swords also suggests potentially therapy, right? Four of Swords is my therapy card. This is counsel. It comes after the Three of Swords, which is heartbreak, betrayal, pain, grief, sadness, especially with this Nine of Swords. This is insomnia, restlessness. I feel a sense of restlessness in your energy with the Ace of Wands there. And also what could be happening with the King and Queen of Pentacles is, again, this could be what you're calling in. We'll see in the love reading. But what this is saying, again, about self, right? This is self-focus, is to ground yourself. This is getting out in nature. This is connecting with earth energy, earth magic, okay? Physical 3D things, modalities, okay? This could be getting a massage. This could be a diet. This could be, again, going out in nature. This could be taking a bath, things that we can do here on the earthly realm, right? Meditation. There's so many different ways that we can exercise this earth energy by grounding ourselves in, working with maybe the root chakra as well here. But it does look like, again, there's a disconnection of sorts, and maybe there is some sort of slow progression towards understanding what this commitment looks like. Where is it going? Where do we stand here? Okay, some of you, again, this is a general reading, you could be disconnecting from a higher level commitment with the Hierophant in reverse, or it could just symbolize a Taurus in your life. There is a stalemate though. Look at this, Three of Wands. There's some sort of lack or delay here with the Three of Wands, because the Three of Wands upright, again, you have two Wands in reverse. This is, you know, planning, progress. The person in the Three of Wands is holding that Ace of Wands, right? They've made a choice. They've moved out of the two, and they stuck to one of the aces. They took that ace and they moved forward, and they're looking out at the horizon as they await what they have manifested, right? What they are planning and progressing towards with excitement. There's anticipation in the Three of Wands, right? They're waiting and they're anticipating their ships coming in with excitement, right? They feel like they made a good choice, but with that being in reverse, it could almost feel like, did I make the wrong choice here? What is the right direction, right? And the Queen of Swords here is asking you to listen, okay? Listen to your heart. That old techno song. Listen to your heart when he's calling for you. That song is so corny. It was so popular when I was a kid. Yeah, because this is a lot of mental space here with the Nine of Swords, Four of Swords, lots of mental activity. What is this Queen of Swords about? What are you having to listen to? Again, this could be wise counsel. The Queen of Swords can also represent a therapist for me. The King and Queen of Swords are the therapist, as in the Queen and King of Pentacles are more of the like partners, right? They're the married couple, mother, father. You know, it's pre-Empress, Emperor. Let's see, Queen of Swords. What's going on here? Oh, wow. Look at the Two of Wands. We were just talking about the Two of Wands. It's an active choice to cooperate. And maybe you're feeling like, I don't know if I want to cooperate. Three of Pentacles is here again. Capricorn, Aries energy here. You're believing, though, in your personal power here with the Queen of Swords. You know, this could also be a little bit of isolation here. Again, Mercury is ruled and governed by Gemini and Virgo. So again, with this air-earth dynamic here, this Mercury retrograde, you're having to almost listen to the subtleties, the body language, your intuition, maybe then rather reaching out to any particular person, Three of Pentacles in reverse, because this person could feel that they could be a fire sign, heavy fire sign here, earth and fire, air. They're superficial, right? They could be domineering, instability here, right? And it looks like this is that the core message here is that you want stability. You want something that's promising so that you can actually make that choice and move forward into the Three of Wands. But it looks like right now you're kind of in a stalemate. The Queen of Swords is asking you to make better judgment, to seek wise counsel. so that you can actually make clear, decisive decisions, or again, it could become a burden, right? We go from the Ace of Wands in reverse, right? 10 of Wands, which sometimes I read it that way. When we see a reversal, we look at the card prior, which would be the 10 of Wands. So this is burdensome in some way. There's a responsibility here as well, or duty, potentially to a commitment with the King and Queen of Pentacles that feels heavy. It feels heavy, but look at the Ace of Wands there. It just flew out with the Two of Pentacles. Yeah, you're juggling this. Should I let it go? Should I let this person go, this commitment? Hierophant, strong Taurus, Capricorn here. Or again, fire, Sagittarius specifically. Aries, Gemini, Libra. This is, again, you're having to make a choice. Again, we saw this here. You pick one. You can't take all of them. Pisces. You could have multiple options. Again, you have your 7th house being highlighted, right? So again, like I said, lots of people. And it doesn't have to be all intimate. For instance, this is a general reading. I'm going to generalize this. Say you have family. We saw the 5 of Wands that are maybe telling you one thing, and then you have your friends saying another, and then you have your inner voice saying another. So then you have this conflicting energy. You see what I'm saying? So there's this need to be more present, again, with self. Yes, people around me, I appreciate you, I validate you, thank you, but I also have to listen to what I need here. What do you need, Pisces, okay? Do more of that. Because it seems like it's a burden, it's creating more anxiety for you. 10 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. It's a toss-up. So again, retrogrades are asking you to slow down so that you can actually pick one. Because again, here, in the 3 of Wands, they pick one, right? 10 to the Ace of Wands, they pick one. They drop all those other 9 wands. What does the 9 of Wands stand for? Persistence. But it also talks about the wounded warrior. And again, we have Chiron in Aries, which we have this wand Aries energy showing up. Where do you have Aries in your chart? Or again, you could be dealing with an Aries or Sag specifically. I did see the Leo energy too, so it could be any fire sign. But where do you have fire in your chart, I should say? Look into that. It will kind of help motivate you more here. But the 9 of Wands is Sagittarius moon. Okay, so someone you could be dealing with has a Sag moon, or you. But they're wounded. You know, in the Rider-Waite deck, I'm going to show you here. I want to see where the 9 of Wands is, because that message is coming up really strongly here. They have a wounded, you know, gaping wound around their head. So what's that symbolize? The mental space, right? They're not able to see very clearly because there's this bandage there representing that they're mentally conflicted to some extent. They're very guarded. They're on edge, right? As you see this man's face here, it's like looking over his shoulder. Very defensive, persistent, of course, nonetheless, even if they are wounded. But this does talk about purification. This does talk about having to rest, and the warrior also needs to learn how to sustain. I talked about this during Aries season. You can look back to Aries season, which was April readings if you feel called to, was the Jedi pause. That's our last Mercury retrograde we had, and how it's so important for the warrior to go within and to know that rest is not a sign of weakness, okay? And that is something that is needing to be learned here in the 9 of Wands here, right? You can't always stand guard. I'm getting reminded of a very tragic story recently at one of the Sundance festivals. And I'm not discriminating against these Sundance festivals. I've known people that have gone and really, you know, enjoyed the process. It's very challenging. You know, you are put to the test there. You know, you are persevering. Talk about 9 of Wands here, you know. But sadly, this one man, he didn't back out, and he was, you know, they don't eat, they don't really drink. I don't know all the facts around this, but he died, you know, and his wife was, of course, you know, so upset about this. Felt like it was uncalled for and unjustified that they didn't actually have him stop. You know, he was the last one standing. And God bless his heart. You know, that's dedication right there. But at what cost? You know what I'm saying? So there's that message is coming up for you too. At what cost are you going to cause yourself to become so burdened? Is it really worth it to you? Maybe it was worth it to this man. I'm not the one to say. I don't know them personally, but my heart goes out to their family. And some might say that there needs to be more protocol and also maybe more medics on hand for situations like that can potentially save a life. Some might say, though, in these traditional Sundance festivals or rituals, I should say, that is a part of the process, right? Death is naturally a part of the process of life, and you know, I don't know how many people have actually died from attending a Sundance festival and participating, but I'm sure it's not the first. Hawk. You could be called to native, indigenous roots. Maybe you have native in your chart, not your chart, in your DNA, I should say. In your chart. I'm so used to talking about the chart. Native DNA in your chart. The hawk. Oh my goodness, the hawk is my favorite. It's my favorite animal. And also with the hawk, they stand alone, right? When you see hawks, they stand alone. And I'm getting this here, the Queen of Swords vibe here. Out of all the queens, the Queen of Swords, you know, she's been through the most hardship. She has that street smarts, the grit, you know? That's why she makes such wise counsel, because she is that wise man or woman that has had it pretty rough, and she knows when to draw her sword. She knows when to stay guarded and have healthy boundaries, right? She also knows how to speak up for herself, and she's very intellectual. She's very smart. Again, that intelligence has not come easy with the Queen of Swords. And with the hawk, you know, they travel alone, and I'm not to say they're always alone, but when they are out hunting, you know, I've never seen a hawk in pairs, personally. You tell me if you have in the comments. But what a beautiful sight to see that they have that kind of moral compass, is what I'm hearing here in the hawk medicine, to be able to go it alone. They know when to go it alone. I want to read from the book here. You got the hummingbird as well. So this is air. You have a lot of air showing up here. That's why I'm connecting it with that Queen of Swords. Yeah, it's the messenger, which is very much Queen of Swords, the messenger. All birds are really messengers, right? But in this book specifically, the hawk is the messenger of divinity. We were talking about, again, persistence versus presence. When the hawk hunts alone, they have to be very present, because they don't have any other birds that are, you know, crows, they speak to each other. You know, they're always telling each other, what's there, what's that, what's this, what's that, hey, watch out for that, you know. I'm not saying hawks don't do that, but normally when I see a hawk, again, they're alone. They're with themselves. And they have to be very present in order to catch in that laser sharp focus. You know, hawk eyes. When someone says, I'm giving you hawk eyes, you know, that's where that comes from. Sees clearly. Intuitive. Perspective shift. Perspective. Another P word. Perspective. You got all the P words. It's so funny. I'm sorry. I crack myself up sometimes. It said that the hawk carries news upon its wings, and it's sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly, though it may seem small or insignificant. It will eventually redirect your course. So there's some sort of course correction here. Again, you could be seeing hawks and hummingbirds. Those are messengers for you. So when you see a hummingbird or you see a hawk, specifically in the next month, or say in the last couple months, I want you to reflect on maybe those moments. What were you thinking about? Who were you with? Okay. And also the hummingbird, it says to stay in a more curious mindset. And, you know, the Queen of Swords is always curious, especially upright. Her hands outstretched, so she's willing to listen, you know. But again, she has her sword drawn, so she's like, you can come talk to me. It's okay. But I'm also going to change course right here with the hawk. If I feel like you're speaking BS, I'm gonna call you out, right? That's what the Queen of Swords is saying. But she'll listen, and she'll listen with an open heart and mind, especially with an open mind, right? Very clearly, very discerning. Okay, but again, curious, hummingbird. You're curious about something, it seems, and it seems around this wand energy. You're keeping a watchful eye. Let's just put it at that. And I think you're having to slow down in order to do that. Again, we saw this wand energy in reverse, so you have to slow down a bit in order to get the message. Okay, receive the message here from spirit, from your ancestors, your guides, whatever you call upon. Stay present, right? That was the first message that we started off with. Persistence or presence. This is about surrender, right? Really being present in the moment rather than having to fight upstream. You know, that's what this Mercury retrograde is teaching us, right? We don't have to fight upstream. Delays are actually, you know, realignment, a course correction here. Pisces, what do we have for Pisces? So if you're feeling really tired right now, it's a sign that you need to rest. Give yourself as much time as you need. And I'm not saying to go quit your day job, but maybe you need a vacation, Pisces, okay? Give yourself some love. When's the last time you had, again, a massage, or you took yourself out for a self-care day? Treated yourself to something really delicious, right? Pisces, what do we have for Pisces? Please show me what they need to know. What advice do we have for the Pisces collective? Pisces, you want to speak to me, deck? Is this deck going to speak to me? I don't know. If it doesn't want to speak to me, then I won't. Okay, self-esteem. Yeah, don't you worry. Ooh, I'm getting such a good song. I forget the name of the artist. I know it's called Worry. I think it's Garrett something. Ooh, what a good song. I don't know the lyrics like off the top of my head. I have the beat in my head. I am going to channel that as your song. Beautiful song. Very soulful guy. He's a great lyricist. I found him years ago. But the song's called Worry and Self-Esteem. That's that Nine of Swords energy. It says, I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. And worry says, I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Again, persistent worrying is only going to cause more worry, is what I heard. More wands to carry. Where you're actually trying to get to this Ace of Wands, right? We saw this here. This is what you want. This is the good stuff right here, right? This is, again, that laser sharp focus when the hawk zones in on their target. And they're curious, they're optimistic. You know, wands also represent curiosity. Again, optimism, hope, a refound hope. But if you're worried, it's only going to cause more burden. It's only going to cause your self-esteem to diminish to some extent, causing you to stay in this rat cage is what I'm hearing. Despite all my rage, I am still just a rat in a cage. Oh, that's another one of your songs. Oh, that's a good one. You could actually listen to that song when you're feeling anxiety, okay? It will help you release that worry. Right, some of us need to listen to some Smashing Pumpkins. All right, let's actually pull at this portion of the reading from the astrology deck. We're going to see some potential signs that you're dealing with, okay? And we're going to take this over to the love reading. I hope to find you over there, Pisces, okay? The link is below. All your likes, your comments, your subscribes, hit that notification bell to stay up to date when I post, and watch for your other placements as well. There's always more messages there for you if you're feeling called to another reading. All right. Pisces in love. What signs is Pisces dealing with? Pisces in love. What signs is Pisces dealing with? Please show me. What signs is Pisces dealing with? whenever they find this reading. What signs are Pisces dealing with? Is our... Pisces, you're very like subtle here. The deck's kind of not wanting to speak. Both decks were being very quiet. I keep wanting to tell you about this horse too in reverse. That's the lack of stamina. Again, I feel like you're a bit depleted, tired, fatigued. Again, rest, reprieve. It's okay. You'll get there. You'll find this Ace of Wands, I promise you. Stick to it, okay? Stay curious, stay open-minded. Pisces in love. Are you going to show me any cards, Pisces? Ancestors, guides, show me the truth, please, for Pisces. What signs are they dealing with in love? Okay, finally. Scorpio. Sun. They could have a Scorpio sun, but that could also be Leo. Again, I could talk about a timestamp, meaning in Leo season. We have air, which we saw, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And there you are, Neptune, Pisces. When the cards don't really talk as much, when I ask, again, especially when I talk about love, either a lot of cards come out when you're dealing with a lot of different people, or no cards want to come out, meaning you're probably not dealing with many, or again, this is a time for you to kind of go inward a little bit, okay? But if you are dealing with love, it could be past, right, that's coming up, or present, future, you name it. It could be, again, Scorpio, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Pisces like yourself, or Leo, or they could have any of these placements in their Sun or Neptune, okay? So let's take this over to the love reading. I hope to find you over there if this is where we part. Bye for now, Pisces.